13 years later, the family of Brittanee Drexel gathering in Myrtle Beach over this weekend, 13 years after she disappeared there. Jenny Ryan has been covering this case from the very beginning and joins us now with the latest on this investigation.
Don, hard to believe Brittanee Drexel would be 30 years old. 13 years later, her family has never given up in the search for her or justice in this case. The tree under which Brittanee Drexel is remembered in Myrtle Beach has grown tall. The shade it now offers covers the stone with her name on it, the garden, and even visitors who stop here to pay tribute.
When we first planted it, it was so small, and now it's just beautiful, and it's big, and it just looks great.
Over the weekend, Brittanee's mom, family members, and friends gathered once again under this shady tree to not only remember her life, but remind people they are still seeking her killer and justice.
I really am trying to not be so frustrated, even though I am. But I'm feeling pretty hopeful that possibly Brittanee, her case can be solved this year.
What makes
We're
you
hoping for it. Just me working closely with the FBI.
Brittanee was 17, a junior at Gates Chili, when she left without her mom's permission for spring break in Myrtle Beach. She was last seen alone, leaving a motel on the Strip. In 2010, 13 Wham had this exclusive video of the site along a river in South Carolina where Brittanee's body was believed to have been left. In 2016, the FBI named Timothy Deshaun Taylor as a suspect in Brittanee's disappearance and death. Investigators said a witness provided key details in the case, but Taylor has never been charged. Today, an FBI spokesman in South Carolina told 13 Wham this is still an active case, saying, quote, out of respect for the ongoing investigation, we will continue to refrain from commenting on its substance. And the FBI continues to encourage people with information to come forward, even if they are uncertain of its value. There is a $25,000 reward for information in this case. Anyone with that information can contact the FBI. Don?
This weekend, Rochester saw its 22nd homicide of the year.
The victim just identified tonight. Police say the man was shot and killed on West Main Street. He is 32-year-old Omar Hewley. He was found unconscious, suffering from a gunshot wound. He died at the scene. The search for suspects is underway.
4 people are facing charges for shooting at a home on Bernard Street early this morning. Police say people were home at the time, but no one was injured.
And this afternoon, Rochester police say a school bus was struck by gunfire as it drove by the scene of a shooting on Clifford Avenue. No students were on board, and the driver was not injured. The 26-year-old victim of that shooting has non-life-threatening injuries. And tonight, a 10-year-old girl is recovering from being shot in the chest 4 times when someone fired into her grandmother's home early Saturday morning.
As 13 Wham's Carla Rogner reports, increased violence has some Rochester neighbors living in fear of what might happen next. Carla?
Yeah, we spoke with some neighbors in the Molson Street area where the 10-year-old girl was shot inside her home early Saturday. News of the shooting has them shaken up. They say the area used to feel safe. For one family who runs a bodega in the neighborhood, the increase in violence is especially concerning. At La Bodega on Norton Street, Jose and his family are on high alert.
A lot of these young kids are killing each other, and it's sad because I got grandkids, and that's my concern for today, you know, my youth coming up today.
Violence is on the rise in the neighborhood.
This is like in the daytime, it's a nice little neighborhood. In the nighttime, it converts. It turns over.
Just across from the bodega on Molson Street, a 10-year-old girl was braiding her grandmother's hair when she was struck 4 times by gunfire from outside the house. Police say it was likely targeted. Former Rochester Mayor Bill Johnson was elected to office in 1993. Before 2021, it was Rochester's most violent year on record.
I've been noticing a lot of violence and a lot of young victims and a lot of young people perpetrating the violence. And this is something that I will frankly say we never had to deal with that. We were dealing with older perpetrators back during my time.
Johnson says the city needs more programs that divert young people from engaging in violence.
I hope that we can find ways to prevent what people anticipate will be a violent summer. Any reduction in this activity will be appreciated. So that means, how do we come up with those kind of strategies right now in the month of April that will be ready to be deployed when the weather gets warmer?
It's also a concern for Jose at La Bodega.
Especially now in the summertime, give our youth an outlet, somewhere where they can release their stress, or give them the opportunity, at least a hotline, numbers, send people out to work looking to help them.
The Rochester Police Department is still searching for a new police chief. Johnson also wants to see Mayor Evans bring in someone who has experience in handling violence like this, someone who can come in with ideas on how to handle it.
Some breaking news also right now. A police investigation happening now is over on Rochester's north side. We have some video just into our newsroom. This is the scene on Clifford Avenue. We are working right now to find out more information, and we'll bring that to you on air and online as soon as it becomes available. A 10-year-old girl is recovering after being shot 4 times in the chest inside her grandmother's home this weekend when a suspect opened fire from outside. The victim has not been identified at this point. Natalie Kutsko joins us now with word that faith leaders are now discussing next steps with the mayor to help prevent the city's ongoing gun violence.
Don, a group of pastors from Rochester met with Mayor Malik Evans at City Hall today after another violent weekend in the city. One of them lives blocks away from the home where that young girl was shot. We also spoke with neighbors who all agree change is necessary. Bullet holes can be seen outside of what police are calling a targeted home on Molson Street in Rochester. Police responded just before 2 a.m. Saturday, where a 10-year-old girl was shot inside her grandmother's living room by a gunman on the outside. Annie Hollins lives close by and woke up to the noise outside.
Yeah, she's lucky to be alive, because I seen the police walking around here looking. I didn't open the door to see what was going on.
Police say the girl was not the intended target and believe the shooter was seeking a 32-year-old man out on parole with various charges. Police say he lives at the home and arrived later, uncooperative with officers.
Almost every single violent incident that we have seen, they are all tied to another incident that happened before that. And it becomes a vicious cycle. And that is where our focus is. And our focus is also on the targeted areas where this is happening.
Blocks away that night, Carlos Santos, a local chaplain, also woke up to the notification.
We got something on Ring that morning. Didn't hear anything, but my wife immediately got up and started praying when she read that.
Santos joined a group of faith leaders Monday to meet with Mayor Evans, a continued partnership, he says, in identifying preventative solutions.
I pray that I could come out with something positive out of this. We need to look more into getting together and honestly be a team to move forward instead of looking for benefits of what we can benefit from.
And the mayor is expected to announce a large investment into the city's crime prevention program this coming Wednesday.